Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this video on Eidolon Guys 2021. This video isn't specifically aimed at Eidolon hunting. It's actually more of a damage mechanic in general that's been discovered in the community recently. And I am just here to voice that opinion, or that discovery. So thanks to Double and Durr, and also Sargs, Ronin, those kind of guys for bringing this to my attention. I just want to run through kind of how this works and why it works. So recently there's been a few changes to the lighting mechanics in the game. And obviously when that happens, everyone kind of turns to Eclipse, the buff that Mirage uses for her third ability, whereby if you stand in a well-lit area, you're going to be receiving high damage, and if you're in a shaded area, you're going to be receiving high evasion. And obviously that buff is dependent on light level, so if it's a low level of light, you're going to receive less damage, and if it's a higher level of light, you're going to receive more damage on your primary weapon when you're firing it. Now this is important for Eidolon hunting because obviously we want to be able to do as much damage as possible with as little brain power as possible. So Eclipse naturally is a good choice for Eidolon hunters because it's simply a case of just pressing 4. It uses very little energy compared to most other buffs, and it does a relatively high amount of damage. But recently, due to the lighting changes that have happened in the recent patch notes, although they've been pretty quiet about them, there have been some interesting interactions with Eclipse with regards to display settings. So you can actually massively, and I mean massively, boost the damage output on your Eclipse. Sometimes more than double, even triple the damage in the same area of the map. By just altering your display settings. So I'm going to explain that in a second, and I'm going to do the same kind of test that we did for the Eclipse versus Raw video. But this time we're going to look at it from a perspective of changing the display or the graphics engine from Classic to the Enhanced Beta. And we're also going to be toggling dynamic lighting on and off. So for this video, when we do the test, I've actually just left dynamic lighting off for both of these tests, but we're going to switch from Classic. We're going to have a look at the damage numbers we get on an Eidolon limb on Classic, and then we're going to switch over to the dynamic lighting. Now, I could have done this in the simulacrum, but it doesn't really represent how it would work in the plains, since the plains has a very unique lighting system in that when it's nighttime, we're obviously being illuminated by moonlight, and the lighting levels can change depending on how close to trees you are and things like that. So we're going to do this in the plains, and we're going to test it on the Eidolon Synovia, and we're going to, first of all, test it on Classic. We'll have a look at the damage numbers on a relatively low combo counter on the Rubico. The build that I'm going to be using for the Rubico is literally just a Serration and a Point Strike, and it's going to stick us around the 100% crit chance, so we're critical hitting. Unfortunately for the test, I did actually leave my carrier on, which does have the Vigilante mods on, so we do get a few orange crits popping up. But even with that, you will notice a significant change in damage output. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I'll try and explain it as we go along, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so I've taken down the Eidolon's shield here, and we're just going to put this on the Classic engine. This is on Classic right now, I believe. Let's just have a quick look. Sorry, we're on the Enhanced Beta at the moment, but we'll change it over to the Classic system. So let's put that on, and now we're just going to test this from a decent range. Put on our Eclipse, get rid of our first shot since we're on Volt. So as you can see, on a 1.5, there we go, let's get up to 2.5, I think is better. We'll just keep kind of shooting here just so you get an idea of damage numbers. There we go, we're on 2.5 now, and we're hitting around the 324 mark, as you can see, 319, 323, 320, 320, 320. So for the 2.5 times multiplier on the scope, we're getting around 320 on the Classic engine. So what we're going to do in a sec, we're just going to swap that over to the Enhanced Beta. Now remember that dynamic lighting is already off, so do bear that in mind. So let's go ahead and just do that now. And now let's see what kind of numbers we get on the 2.5 times multiplier. So once again, we're going to cast our Eclipse. We're going to get rid of our first shot since we are Volt. And as you can see, we are nearly double the damage now. So we're up at the 600 mark. And we are still, if you notice, on that 2.5 times combo counter. And we're hitting over 600 now. So that just kind of shows you how this affects things. So what we'll do, guys, we'll round this off here. We'll quickly head back to the orbiter and just kind of conclude this a bit. And then, yeah, we'll end the video there. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so hopefully you saw from that changing your display settings can have quite a big influence on Eclipse's damage output. If you guys are interested to know the kind of display settings that I'm using, just in case you're struggling to recreate what you've seen here, I'm just going to scroll through these very slowly just so that you can see what I've got on and how I've set all of my settings up with regard to brightness, contrast, and things like that. I've turned quite a few things off as well, such as the particle system quality and the GPU particles, just so that the game runs a lot smoother in the enhanced beta, because it does have quite a toll on your system. Excuse me. But I'll just keep scrolling through here just so you guys can copy the settings that I'm using. And maybe you can recreate this in your games. Perhaps if you find that any of these settings enhance the effect even further, then do let me know down in the comments. I'll be happy to hear that out and test it as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.